YouTube, this is Matthew, and if you guys have not read the title, on the top of the video, today I'm going to be talking about Assassin's Creed Unity, the newest installment of Ubisoft's epic franchise Assassin's Creed. Um, it has been confirmed. It has been confirmed. This is official, guys. That Assassin's Creed Unity will not be 1080p 60 frames per second. It will be 900p at 30 frames per second across all platforms. That's PS4 and Xbox One. That the console versions of Assassin's Creed Unity will be 900p 30 frames per second. And the reason why Ubisoft did this, and they are ignoring the actual Sony's pushing so much for 1080p. Ubisoft has ignored it, and Ubisoft has made an official press conference concerning that, stating that the reason why they cannot do the 1080p 60 frames per second is because the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, physically their hardware specs just won't allow it. And it's not due to actually on their GPU, which actually their GPU has somewhat to do with it, but it says more with their CPU. That the PlayStation 4's and Xbox One's CPU just doesn't have the raw power it needs. And actually, if they force the 1080p 60 frames per second, that actually the game is just going to be so bad. And that's not what Ubisoft wants. Ubisoft drives, their Assassin's Creed franchise is really about quality. It's really about quality. Ubisoft is really focusing hard on making Assassin's Creed game a quality game, a long-lasting game. Because if you look at the previous Assassin's Creed games, those games have longevity, and there's a reason for that. Ubisoft is really focusing on quality of game, making the game best that it can be, and not just focusing on how the game looks. They are really focusing on everything, because Assassin's Creed Unity is a new concept for actually Assassin's Creed. So I'm really happy that they have not given in to Sony's demands and Microsoft's demands, and just we're like, screw the 1080p, screw the 6 frames per second. We're gonna make a great game, and it ain't gonna have to be on 1080p to 6 frames per second to be a great game. They're gonna do the game how they want to do it, with actually what they feel that the PS4 and Xbox One can handle. They have not stated about the PC version of Assassin's Creed Unity, but I'm pretty sure giving that the PC version, with a decent PC gaming rig, and all of the flexibilities that basically PC allows, I'm pretty sure with actually the right equipment, you actually can bump up the game to actually 1080p, but leave the 30 frames per second. Wow, it's raining. So I'm really happy for Ubisoft that they have not given in to Sony's demands, because Sony is just pushing 1080p so much, and that is their downfall right now. So thank you, Ubisoft, for not giving in to Sony's demands. They also stated that actually Sony lied, that Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag on the PS4 is not 1080p. It's actually 900p upscaled to 1080p to 1080p. So it's not 1080p. Sony lied once again. Ubisoft confirmed that Assassin's Creed 4 was actually 900p, and that Sony lied to actually give the PlayStation 4 more promotion and actually promote the whole 1080p aspect. But that physically right now, Ubisoft states that right now the PlayStation 4 with actually their games will not be on 1080p and Assassin's Creed Unity. I think the game is really going to show that you, as a developer, do not have to make a game 1080p to make a great game. Ubisoft gave some more details about why the game just won't perform at 1080p 6 frames per second. One of the reasons they were that the PlayStation 4 CPU just cannot handle the complexity of actually the game running at those specs. with the whole AI system. How are the AI enemies? They say that they will have to really tone tone down a lot of the game mechanics just to meet the 1080p benchmark, and they say that they are not going to sacrifice that. They say it's not a graphical thing. It's not anything to do with the PlayStation 4's and Xbox One's graphics card. That graphically they can do 1080p, but as the whole, as a game as a whole, with everything that the game has and everything that the game is gonna bring, that it is just too taxing for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. So I applaud Ubisoft. I applaud them. Thank you for not giving in to Sony and Microsoft's demand. I'm pretty sure the game is gonna be awesome. I've already seen videos. I've already seen demos. The game just looks amazing, and for a game to not not have the benchmark standard of 1080p 60 frames per second, the game is freaking awesome. And I think this is gonna be an eye opener for a lot of the Sony fanboys out there that are just like boasting and criticizing the Xbox One and actually Wii U for not having a lot of 1080 games, not a lot of 1080p games at 6 frames per second. Because the reality is a great game doesn't have to be 1080p at 6 frames per second. Look at great games. Look at some of the great games in actually on the past that actually did not meet that console's benchmark, but was a great game. Games like, no, I can't say Final Fantasy because Final Fantasy has really pushed the consoles to its limits. So I mean, Final Fantasy is just crazy. But Mario 64, that game was in 60 frames per second, but graphically it didn't meet the Nintendo 64's benchmark, and it was Nintendo 64's highest selling game. Sony. Sony was actually messing with some 3D technology games, so there wasn't that many graphical good games. But later on in the console's lifespans, they were able to make great games. So, but there was just some great games that just didn't meet the console's benchmark stats, and they were good. I mean, look at some of these graphical games now. And look how bad they are because the developers were forced into getting the 1080p. So Ubisoft, once again, my hats to you. Thank you so much. Comment below, guys. Are you guys excited about Assassin's Creed Unity? Are you mad about Assassin's Creed Unity not being 1080p 60 frames per second and being maxed 900p 30 frames per second? Are you guys mad about it? Do you think Ubisoft made the right decision by ignoring Sony's 1080p benchmark and actually going with what they feel? Are you guys mad about it being 900p on both consoles, Xbox One and PlayStation 4? Just comment below, guys. I'm really interested. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe to my channel if you want more video game rants, anime rants, manga rants, TV shows, movies, whatever. I do them all. Comment below, subscribe, like. That would be greatly appreciated. As always, guys, this is Matthew. Thumbs up for Ubisoft. Thumbs up right here. Have an awesome day.